Captain's log, stardate 6031.2. We're in standard orbit above the neutral planetoid Babel, awaiting the beaming aboard of Federation ambassadors who have been attending a crucial economic conference. One ambassador, however, prefers an older form of transport.
You must think I'm hopelessly old-fashioned.
Ma'am?
Would you prefer traveling by shuttle rather than having my atoms shooting through space? I always found that a very unsettling concept.
Our ship's doctor agrees with you.
He's a sensible man. You know, you remind me so much of someone I knew a long time ago.
Would that be because I resemble my grandfather? Dmitry Chekov. He was the Federation ambassador from Russia.
You mean from Earth? Of course. I knew him as ambassador when I first went into service for Obsidia. I liked him very much.
He liked you. He told me so, many times.
Did he? Many times?
Yes, ma'am. What the hell? The debris field might camouflage our image. We won't know what to target.
Target?
These disruptors are armed. Hold on. I'm going to try something.
Oh my.
Yes, ma'am.
Space, the final frontier. These are the new voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
exciting.
Sorry, I hadn't planned on any entertainment.
All personnel clear the launch platform.
Captain, the Klingon is signaling us. He identifies himself as the Dark Destroyer.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
Well, well, well. Lost a little something, have you, Kirk?
Our sensors had the shuttle at all times, but it's thoughtful of you to enter neutral space to see about it. Now get gone.
Ah, but it is neutral space. You have no authority to order me out. I just came by to offer a friendly greeting. Get in a little target practice.
If you were friendly, you wouldn't have come in cloaked.
We have been visiting quite a few of your Federation planets lately. The ones that have failed and been abandoned. They make very nice and easy additions to the Klingon Empire.
Karg, get out of here before I run you out under escort. Mr. DeSalle, phasers?
Hot and locked on the Klingon, sir.
You hear that, Captain?
I am sure we will see you again, Kirk, as our Empire expands.
I think a welcoming committee for Ambassador Morgan and Mr. Chekov is in order. Mr. Spock, Bones, you're with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Aye, sir.
That was a nice piece of flying, Mr. Chekov.
Thank you, sir.
Captain James T. Kirk, Ambassador. Welcome aboard the Enterprise.
Thank you, Captain.
I have to apologize for that little Klingon incident.
Oh, not at all. My pilot was most skillful. However, next time I may just consider the transporter.
Allow me to introduce you to my first officer, Mr. Spock,
Mr. Spock?
Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Leonard McCoy.
Ambassador, if you were injured or shaken up in the shuttle, I'd be
Oh,
happy.
not at all, Dr. McCoy. I'm fine. However, I would appreciate some rest in my quarters.
Well, permit us to escort you to your quarters, Ambassador. Mr. Chekov, take the ship out of orbit and set a course straight for Earth.
See you later, Pavel.
Lady Reyna?
Let's go, Pavel.
I trust the council sessions went well.
Not at all, Captain. I'm afraid we didn't accomplish a thing.
That's disturbing.
The Federation credit system is collapsing on planet after planet.
Credits aren't worth the same from one planet to the next.
Resupplying consumables has become difficult in certain sections of the quadrant where the value of the credit has been devalued.
Yes, but it's more than that. The planets with viable economies can hold their own, but others less fortunate are falling into economic ruin and will soon be abandoned.
How well we know. The Enterprise has assisted in the evacuation and relocation of 2 Federation colonies so far.
Really? You know, the Council debated for over 3 months and found no solutions, and we won't meet again for another 6 months. I am not hopeful.
Our Klingon visitor pointed out abandoned planets are ripe for being plucked.
Yes, by the Klingons or the Romulans. So, we have economic chaos, failing worlds. We must find a solution. Otherwise, I'm afraid there will not be a Federation much longer.
You're relieved, Mr. Sulu.
Take good care of her tonight, Vincent.
Not a bad piece of flying out there, Chekov.
Thank you, sir.
Considering you're not double qualified for helm as well as navigation.
Well, it doesn't matter in the shuttle, as I demonstrated.
Still, double bridge qualifications mean more when promotions come up.
So, what's your ship's phaser firing rank?
85.
97.
Have a good time at dinner tonight
Dinner?
with the ambassador.
Oh, really?
It's just dinner.
Captain, I'm picking up a blip. It's pacing us.
Can you make it out?
Could be a ship, but it's just on the edge of our long-range sensors. All I got was a flash. Solid, but unidentifiable.
Set sensors for a constant sweep around the ship. I want a 24-hour watch. If something's out there, I want to know its every move.
Aye, sir.
He told me all the old Russian folktales when I was a boy. But he set them in space.
On alien planets, of course.
Of course. I wanted to visit them all. So I became a navigator. Very simple.
Dmitri was such an inspiring man, wasn't he? Do you know that he told me when I was just 22 that I could be the Obsidian System ambassador? He was always so positive. He said he saw in me all the possibilities even then.
He told me all about you, you know.
Ah, yes, many times you said.
I think he was just a little bit in love.
Was he?
Yes.
You know, this is much too complicated a subject to be discussing at this late hour. Perhaps we could do that on another occasion.
Tomorrow. Dinner?
Done.
Mr. DeSalle, is that blip still there?
Yes, sir. Paralleling our course on the edge of sensor range.
Keep scanning.
Aye, sir.
Slumming lot. Not like you to come down here for a visit.
The navigation system showing a slight deviation off prime. It's only 1/10 of a degree, but it's increased since I noticed it last shift.
I'll take a look at it, but it'll have to wait. We're having some problems with the manifold pressure here.
Mr. Scott! Daddy!
Val? I don't see how you could have been shielded from that radiation burst, but there doesn't seem to be any damage.
Then I can return to duty.
Take this shift off. Go back to your quarters and relax.
But I feel fine.
Doctor's orders. And remember, I can pull you in here for a complete 2-day medical exam with probes, just because.
I think I'll go back to my quarters and relax.
Status, Mr. Scott.
Do you want the full report or the summary?
Summary will do.
All right then. We've got one warp engine, one impulse engine. Full warp will be impossible and maneuvering will be clumsy, but we're working around the clock to get us back online.
How long?
As soon as humanly possible, so the best we can do.
McCoy to bridge.
Kirk here, what is it, Bones?
Captain, report to sickbay as soon as possible.
Can it wait?
Now, Jim.
All right, Bones. I'm on my way. Mr. Spock, you have the cock. Stay on it, Mr. Scott.
As was my intention, Sab.
This shouldn't be. He was perfectly fine in the last exam.
Did you miss anything? Well, then why is this happening?
History. On Gamma Hydra 4, he was exposed just as we were to the aging disease. A burst of adrenaline let him escape the full effect, but his body's been harboring the disease all this time.
And?
The enormous burst of radiation he suffered in the corridor unleashed the disease, but now the adrenaline therapy isn't working.
Prognosis, Doctor.
He's aged 25 years in just one day, and I can't stop it.
No. This has to be reversible. The ship's computers can access all the medical knowledge the Federation has.
I'll do my best, Pavel. Count on it.
That's not good enough. You have to find a cure. There has to be one.
If there isn't...
You always have an answer.
Lieutenant, you should think about taking care of some things. Just in case.
I don't have to. I'll report to my station now.
Chekov, in your condition, it's better that you remain here in sickbay. Or if Dr. McCoy thinks it's all right, return to your quarters.
But I feel fine.
Captain, I'm picking up that anomaly again. Stronger now. I'm definitely reading it as another ship.
Spock, configuration.
I cannot make it out, sir. It remains on the extreme edge of our sensor perception. Or it could be taunting us by cloaking and uncloaking.
Klingon? Romulan?
Either is possible.
Lieutenant Uhura, hail that ship.
Aye, sir. Federation starship USS Enterprise to unidentified vessel. State your planet of origin and purpose in this quadrant. No response, sir.
Open the channel, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
Karg, if that's you, I'd advise you to quit playing games. My phasers are armed, and they're going to stay hot. Close channel, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Spock, the ship is on yellow alert. All eyes and ears are to be on that intruder. I want to know their every move.
If he's cloaked, sir.
Then he has to decloak to fire his weapons, Mr. Sulu. Spock, yellow alert. Until and unless I order a stand down.
Understood, sir.
I'm young. Damn it, I'm young. And this can't happen. Why me? I didn't do anything. I was just there. Everyone else was cured. Why am I the only one that wasn't? I didn't do anything! Who's there?
Lady Reyna, may I come in?
A moment. Please. Come.
Pavel. I'm so sorry.
Funny. I didn't hear an announcement on the ship's intercom.
Well, you know how it is. You tell one person in strictest confidence, and
It's all over the ship in an hour. It's only a rumor.
Pavel, surely.
Dr. McCoy is searching the medical files right now. He always has an answer.
Yes, I'm sure he'll find a cure for you.
Yes.
So how we doing?
Give us another hour, sir, and we'll have the second engine back online.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Sir, the unidentified vessel is moving in our direction. Bearing 230 Mark V, picking up speed.
It's gone.
Cloaked.
Trajectory.
Angle on our starboard bow.
Vessel uncloaking. 200,000 kilometers and closing fast. It's Klingon.
Disruptor ports are open.
Red alert.
Red alert. All hands man your battle stations. This is not a drill. Red alert. All hands man your battle stations. This is not a drill.
Where are you going?
To my station.
You can't.
I'm the best weapons officer the captain has.
Pavel, did he call you?
Deflectors.
Shields up, sir. We have full power on deflectors and phasers.
Scotty, when can I have power to maneuver?
I can give you shields and phasers or maneuver and power, sir, but I cannot give you both.
The best you can, as soon as you can.
You'll have it, sir. I better get down there.
Phasers targeted and ready to fire, sir. He's coming around. Fire.
Damage to port decks 5 and 6. Isolating that section now.
Helm is sluggish, sir. Power down 30%, 40.
Centel, report.
Diverting power to maneuvering.
Uhura, shut off that noise. Mr. Spock, monitor the reports and give me a summary of the damage. Mr. DeSalle, do we still have shields and phasers?
Shields at 20%. Phasers are down. We have full photon torpedo capacity.
Then let's give him a jolt.
Yes, sir.
Full spread, sir? If he didn't deviate when he cloaked. No, Mr. DeSalle. We have a ship to save, and we might need them later. Mr. Spock.
Phaser and shield power is compromised, but we still have power to maneuver. Fires are under control. 4 quarters decks and 1 engineering level are damaged. We have lost crew. Personnel is checking the roster now. Sick bay is flooded with injured.
And Mr. Scott?
He begs to inform you he generally only performs miracles on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Today is Monday.
Very well. Carry on.
Engineering level 3. Extensive damage to deck and overheads. 4 water recyclers are non-functional.
Thank you, Miss Okuda. Does anybody have any good news?
As we had said, we have all our engines back. On the other hand, 2 of our generators were damaged by the hit on engineer level 3. If we go to warp, I don't have enough power for the phasers and shields. If you stay here, I can give you those.
So we can run, or we can stand here and fight.
That's about it, sir. We're working on it.
Lieutenant Uhura, send a subspace mayday to all Federation starships in range. We have been attacked by a Klingon vessel. Without provocation. We're able to move, but we don't have adequate defenses. The Federation ambassadors on board are at high risk, and we can't protect them if we're attacked again. Captain's log supplemental. I have decided to wait at the site of the attack, hoping my call for help will bring us an escort of Federation vessels. Thus far, no response.
Pavel?
Why are you wasting your time sleeping?
What the hell?
What indeed?
I'm still asleep. I have to be.
You're not.
You're not an hallucination?
Not to you, but anyone else looked in here, you would be talking to yourself.
I have to see Dr. McCoy.
He will only tell you what you already know.
What? That I'm losing my mind?
Are you? Are you? What do you see when you look at me?
Myself. The way I should be.
I see the way I will be. Would be. If I was given the time.
Let me tell you something. That mirror is not our friend.
We could cover it up.
Wouldn't change the truth of the matter.
Are we going to admit what that is?
Yes. And we. Very young 2 days ago. Now look at us.
Grandfather's hands look like that.
You know what I think? I'm dying. And you're here. And this is starting to get very Russian.
Any response, Lieutenant?
No, sir.
Keep sending to Mayday.
Aye, sir.
Do you remember?
Everything.
3 riddles. Billy Claiborne.
I made a hell of an outlaw.
They killed us then.
It was an illusion. If you don't believe, it is not real.
This is real.
Yes. Gamma Trianguli 6.
You mean Martha Landon.
She was beautiful. We were in love. Planet where there was no disease and no one ever grew old.
The feeders of all.
Captives to a machine god. Would you settle now for such a life?
I don't know.
You wouldn't. I wouldn't. Harry Mudd.
And all his beautiful, ageless
androids.
Captain, I've got another blip. Unidentified vessel closing on us fast.
Uncloaked Klingon vessel. Not the same one that attacked us.
Message coming in, Captain. It's from the Klingon.
On screen.
Aye, sir.
Greetings, Captain Kirk. We intercepted your distress call.
Come to gloat?
In fact, we came to help.
Really? Then I've got a great deal for you on some oceanfront property in Riverside, Iowa.
I do not understand the reference.
What do you want, Karg?
On my honor, Kirk, the ship that attacked you was not Klingon.
Are you telling me that I didn't see the ship that uncloaked and fired on us? I can have the visual record played back for you. Lieutenant Uhura.
Have you ever seen a magician's trick, Kirk? The success of the trick lies in your seeing what he wants you to see.
And your point is?
Kirk, I know where my sister ships are. On my honor, the vessel that attacked you was not Klingon.
Based on past history, I can't accept that.
Sir, Captain Karg has twice said, on his honor, the attack vessel was not one of theirs. To Klingons, honor is everything, more important than their very lives.
He harried the shuttle at Babel.
A different time, a different exercise. I believe he means exactly as he says. It was not a Klingon that attacked us.
What are you suggesting, Karg?
I have a proposition for you.
Then let's hear it.
Captain, if I may suggest, anyone could be out there cloaked and listening.
I am willing to transport aboard your ship, Captain. We should conduct our business face to face.
All right then. Prepare to be beamed aboard.
I look forward to meeting you.
Lieutenant Uhura, have security escort Mr. Karg to the briefing room and ask Mr. Scott to join us. Mr. DeSalle, you have the con. Spock, you're with me.
Growing up, this was all I wanted, to be an officer on a starship.
But once I did that,
It wasn't enough just to get my commission in this berth. I had to be the best navigator, the best weapons officer, not just the best on the ship, the best in the fleet.
you did devote a lot of time to duty.
That was before. I had years to spend, but now this thief of time in my body has taken them. I've lost all the things I could have had. Opportunity, love, joy, life. I'm 25 years old. I'm not just going to die. I didn't get to live.
We both had the same dreams.
Why are you here?
I suppose I want to know if this is all there is. Was it worth it?
That's one of those questions, isn't it? Was I a good person? Did I make a difference anywhere? Was I worth the time I spent here?
I'd like to say yes.
So would I. But can I?
You saved Scott's life.
Reflexes.
No, you had a choice. You could have gotten out of the way and saved yourself.
Maybe.
Would you have done anything else?
If I knew the cost, I honestly don't know.
And what's left? We don't have much time.
I should be on the bridge. That Klingon is still out there. And I'm the best weapons officer the captain has.
Best in the fleet. Why not report in?
I can't. Dr. McCoy won't clear me for duty.
But he will.
Yes. He has to.
Welcome aboard.
Odd situation we are in, isn't it, Kirk?
And if we're going to make the most of this, we'd better get started. Please.
Everything can be resolved.
After a hot glass of tea. Grandfather's motto. But not this.
No. Curative properties, good for the soul. Can't cure this problem.
I was thinking of Apollo.
Try to make us worship him, obey him. Overstepped his bounds there, the arrogant.
Well, it better God.
Have you noticed that never works?
I did. I wonder why.
Because humans have this stubborn streak in them. Try to tame them, bend them. They rebel.
Why aren't we rebelling against this thing?
You go into service and know you could die. You hope you won't, but you know you can. If you're lucky, you live past your service years, take your pension, and go live on a nice blue and white planet in sunshine and joy.
And?
Not and. Or. You die young. But one hopes. Heroically. Not this.
No heroics, no glory, no sunshine and joy.
But we've done a thing or two, haven't we? Are you ashamed of our record? Of how we served?
No. We did our best.
Damn right.
Should we regret?
Not one thing. Ever.
Can you prove no Klingon vessel was responsible for this attack?
How? Shall I contact our sister ships and interrogate the captains? And if I did, would you believe them?
No. We have to trust your honor, Karg.
Why attack the Enterprise so deep in Federation space?
Why attack your ship at all?
You're not above causing chaos when you can, laddie.
Captain Kirk, you understand, we have ears on Babel. We are well aware the economic conference was useless. Threatening the Federation ambassadors aboard is a waste of effort. They are only going home to report defeat. Failing fringe planets will be abandoned and can be taken over by our invasion troops if we want them. The only reason to attack you is to place blame on the Klingon Empire.
And who would want to do that?
The Romulan Star Empire.
Possible, Captain. They are occasionally Klingon allies, though they do not have the same goals.
You would know, of course.
Projections based on past history and societal ambitions are quite logical.
Or it could be someone else.
Which is why I'm offering our assistance.
Send them packing, sir. Why would the Sassenach want to help us?
Because whoever it is an enemy to us both.
You're on, Captain. Let's do this. Together.
Captain's log supplemental. The Enterprise faces the possibility of another attack. This time, however, we have an unlikely ally.
On screen, Mr. Spock. This is the ship that attacked us.
It is a perfect replica.
Replica?
Since it could not have been one of our ships, it must be a replica.
The name, the symbols on the ship.
Danger Stalker, and an identifying vessel number. Before you ask, there's no such ship in our fleet.
But if the Klingons can prove it's not theirs...
Marauder does not intend for that to happen, Commander Scott. They can destroy us and leave enough evidence the Klingons perpetrated the attack. The Federation leaps to the desired conclusion.
And we're in the middle of a war.
Clever. But we're not going to cooperate. Mr. Scott, repair status.
You're gonna owe the entire engineering department a round, sir. Both the phasers and the shields are back online.
2 rounds, Mr. Scott. Just as soon as we're out of this. Gentlemen, now we can recall our Mayday. We're fully operational, so we don't need any more help. We can report that this alien vessel is not Klingon.
Baiting the trap.
With a little help from our friends, Mr. Spock. Let's move.
Marvel, it's Raina.
Come.
I thought you might need some company. I know I certainly do.
It's gotten lonely in here the last few hours.
Shutting yourself off? Do you mind if I turn up the lights?
No.
I'm sorry if I embarrassed you.
There is not much left to embarrass. It's all right. Leave the lights up.
The Enterprise is fully repaired. The captain expects another attack, but we have an ally.
But no one responded to our mayday.
Someone did. Captain Karg of the Dark Destroyer.
You've got to be joking. No, that would be a Russian joke.
Oh, Pavel. If ever you were needed, it will be in the next few hours.
That may be all the time I have left.
USS Enterprise to all Federation vessels in the Alpha Quadrant. We are withdrawing our mayday. We have no further need of assistance.
There are a few similar diseases, but they're genetic, not induced in the same way.
But similar?
There are no cures for them either. I have to report to the captain.
I understand.
McCoy to Kirk.
Kirk here.
Captain, I've completed my final examination of Mr. Chekov. Unfortunately, the situation has not changed. My diagnosis remains the same.
Thank you, Bones. Mr. Chekov, report to the bridge immediately. We're going to need you.
Was that the wisest decision, Jim?
Maybe not, Spock. But it was the best one.
How much time do I have? Honestly.
I'm a doctor, not a watchmaker. Soon.
It's all right.
Damn it, man. You saved Scott, but you sacrificed.
No sacrifices. It was worth it. It was all worth it.
You can't know that.
Oh, yes, I can.
Klingon vessel uncloaking on the port bow, 100,000 kilometers.
Relative position 180 degrees, Mark 3. I have him. On screen.
Long range, full perimeter scan. No other vessels, sir.
Where's Karg?
Probably Ren.
They are targeting the previously damaged areas, Captain.
Shields.
Holding, sir.
Mr. Chekov.
Forward shields are gone. Secondary deflectors holding. Phaser still charged and ready.
The hostile is recharging disruptor.
Captain!
Now.
The Marauder has been damaged. Not enough. He's coming about.
Secondary shield's gone. We still have phasers.
The Marauder is preparing to fire again.
Any signal from Karg?
Negative, sir.
We cannot withstand another attack, Captain. A hostile has charged torpedo racks. A strategic hit will stop Mr. Chekov's aerobatics.
Not likely.
Chekov. That was the most elegant weapons demonstration I've ever seen.
Captain, incoming message from the Dark Destroyer.
On screen.
That worked out well.
You're late.
But in time for the kill.
We need to know who they are.
Which is why I offered to board the hostile. They have dishonored the Klingon Empire. I want to know who these people are, even more than you do, Kirk.
Very well, Captain. But I expect a full report.
Permission to return to my quarters, Captain.
Lieutenant Uhura, have Ambassador Morgan come up to the bridge.
Aye, Captain. Sir, report coming in from Captain Karg on the hostile.
On screen.
Aye, sir.
What is it, Karg?
As I assured you, Kirk, this is not a Klingon vessel. It is a Federation ship modified to look like one of ours, but only on the exterior and in its weaponry.
What's its origin?
Asterian system.
How can you tell?
Well, look at him. He hasn't even covered his interface.
This whole ship reflects their building style. Federation, yes, but with Asterian's particular touches.
And how would you know?
Captain, I think I know what's happened. Asterian is one of the systems with a shaky economy, hovering on the edge of collapse.
But I don't understand. Asterian is known for their engineering and technological advancements.
They're extremely valuable to the entire Federation.
Absolutely. But they've placed primary emphasis on combat devices and inventions. In a Federation of peace, they face failure on a planet-wide level because there's no use for their technology. And they've consistently refused to change their direction and goals, even though it means their own economic death. Their philosophy is there's always a war. All they have to do is simply wait for one.
But how did they get a cloaking device?
Captain, my inquiries into classified records indicates that Starfleet gave it to them for reverse engineering after we removed it from the Romulan vessel 18 months ago.
And if they could provoke a war between the Federation and the Klingons...
A war would fuel their entire economy and make them more necessary to the Federation. But not to them alone. Who's in on this with you?
We have already asked that question. This one has chosen not to answer it.
What about the others on board?
All dead. By their own hand, I can assure you. I can continue questioning.
No. Prepare them to beam aboard the Enterprise. They're going to face trial for their crimes. And so will their planetary leaders.
I owe you that courtesy, Kirk. But only because we stood together this time. The next time.
Until then, Carr. Close channel, Uhura.
Sir?
Mr. Spock, we'll detain the Asterion and tow his ship to the nearest starbase. Ambassador, I'd like your written opinion on this situation to go along with my official reports.
Of course. You realize we may never discover who else was involved.
You mean we may never know who all of our enemies are inside the Federation?
Keep it in mind, Captain Kirk, and look to your back. Pava, we've almost reached Starbase 16. From there, the ambassadors will be given transit to their home planets.
Leaving?
In a few moments.
You need a pilot. The shuttle.
Mr. Scott has volunteered.
Good man.
Thanks to you, he's still alive to do it. Oh, Pavel, it has been my great honor and joy to know you. Thank you for bringing me home.
The pleasure has been mine, my lady. Has been a steady stream of visitors through here today. Sul, Uhura, Dr. McCoy, Mr. Scott. He brought me a bottle of vodka for when I'm on my feet again. And spoke for my journey.
I thought I'd take my turn. Captain and all.
I didn't do too badly, did I?
You hit top marks from the beginning. The bridge won't be the same without you. You're the best navigator, the best weapons officer.
In the fleet.
Who would have thought I'd live so long in such a short time? Mm-hmm.